And you know, we listened to NAGGL when we rolled out this program, and we got some useful suggestions, one of which is the expanded eligibility. As you know, we're using the temporary alternative size standards, and that has allowed, we believe, more than 70,000 small businesses additionally to be eligible for this 7A program. So this is another great story about how we really had great input from all of you. And I think that's to the benefit of many, many small businesses out there that we're now able to help. I'll take the next slide. Thanks, Haley. Second point of what we've done here is that we are increasing the points of access to capital. This is how many lenders are involved in the 7A program. And you may see that we've increased, in this difficult year, we've increased the number of 7A lenders 15% from 08 to 09. More points of access to capital. But that doesn't tell the whole story, because 09 was a story of two halves. In October, as you know, lending really stopped for many people. We were able to bring over 1,200 lenders back to SBA lending who had not made a loan since October. They froze from October to March. When these programs came out, we have 1,200 lenders. Many of them are community banks. Maybe some of you are in the room. And about 10% of them are credit unions, where we're really enjoying a really growing partnership. And half of those 1,200 hadn't made a loan since 2007. With your help, it's with your help that these temporary arrangements have been extremely successful. They've really engineered a turnaround in SBA lending. We are most appreciative of the effort, the real shoe leather that you put behind this. We are very, very happy for this partnership. It is appreciated throughout the administration and really throughout the whole small business community. So thank you. I'll take the next slide, Haley. What about the secondary market? When we came on board, the secondary market really had been frozen. Same thing happened, and I know many of you, how many of you trade in the secondary market? Yeah. So, not a good time. But you see the secondary market's back. And we have a lot of people to thank and credits to on that, but a lot of you, I know, Coastal is here and some others who are operating in this market, worked very hard to get this market operational. Treasury came up with $15 billion of TARP money to stand behind this market with us. It has been really critical. As you know, the average monthly volume here that settled from lenders to broker-dealers has completely turned around, and we're back at almost $400 million in September. None of these loans were selling at over a 106 premium back in January. None. And in September, more than 80% did. So now today, I am very pleased to announce something new. We are implementing another, really the last of the Recovery Act initiatives to stimulate the secondary market. We are now, as of today, press release will go out, I think, right after this, so you're hearing it first. We're accepting applications from banks and broker-dealers to become pool originators for 504 first mortgages. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to provide a guarantee on pools of portions of eligible 504 first mortgage loans that are sold to third-party investors. The lenders are going to retain at least 15% of each individual loan. Pool originators will assume 5% of the risk, and the SBA will guarantee the remaining 80%. To be eligible, the first mortgage must have been associated with a 504 loan distributed after February 17, 2009. And we expect to be fully operational for the settlement of the first pools in about 60 days. The program is going to stay in place until February 16 of 2011. or until $3 billion in new pools are created, whichever occurs first. I think this is going to be a really important program. I think it's going to help banks enter into these first mortgages. It's going to help our 504 CDC lenders, and it's going to help small businesses as they grow and they expand and they take advantage of the lower commercial real estate to maybe buy the building next door. So we think this is a strong program, and we're pleased to be able to roll it out. How many of you saw the announcement last Wednesday? A few of you, yeah. So this was a good moment. As Tony had said, we are doing a number of things with the President, with the White House. The President really understands and cares about small business, and he understands and he cares about their access to capital. You don't know, but he reads 10 letters every night. And always, at least a couple of them are from small businesses, and very often they're about this. So he's always asking, how's that market? Are we getting access to capital for those small businesses who need it? We are very pleased that the President is calling on Congress to increase the size of both 7A and 504 loans up to $5 million. We're also calling for the increase in microloans from $35,000 to $50,000. We announced this at a small business called Metropolitan Archives, and it's a great place. It's run by two longtime friends, Joe and Doug, and they had an empty warehouse out in Maryland, and they saw the opportunity to turn it into long-term high-value storage, primarily for the law firms in Washington, D.C. So they have the boxes full of all the records, and they can turn around a box that they want in an hour. So they can bring that box right back into the law firm. Got an SBA loan to open up their business, and now today they're hiring some additional people. They have the opportunity to expand and buy the part of the building next to them, and they might need another loan. Why are we raising these caps? Besides the fact you all asked us and advised us that this was a good idea. Well, we looked at our data, and we found that there are a lot of people like Joe and Doug who might benefit from the higher caps. In fact, the percentage of our loan at the top end between 1.5 and 2 million has nearly doubled in recent years. We're very pleased that the President is helping us push this important change forward. But I want to acknowledge that this is a change that NAGGL and others have supported for years. So thank you for that input. To complement this effort, Treasury is rolling out a new program for banks and credit unions with less than $1 billion in assets. And this, I hope, is beneficial to some of you here. This plan will allow community banks to borrow at 2%, up to 2% of the risk-weighted assets at a 3% interest for the first 5 years. And in exchange, the Treasury is going to ask you to submit a plan to increase and track your small business lending. I know everybody in this room is already increasing and tracking their small business lending. The next slide, I want to talk about honoring our guarantees. One of the first things that I realized when I came to the SBA is that there are still some prospective partners out there in the lending community who really don't believe that the SBA is going to honor their guarantees. We're changing that.